executions are done in the demo account. Please do not take anything being done and said here as investment advice. You can lose real money if you do so. And yeah, let's start right into our analysis. We have news in like 3 minutes, as you can see. And we will see if we can find some trade in the next hour approximately. I will give you my opinion, my analysis, and if I find a trade, I will execute it here live in front of you in a demo account. So we have we have 2 minutes left, and we will see what we get as initial reaction if we get the manipulation at the very beginning. And let's see what we can do off that. Let's check out the chat function. All right. Looks good so far. And we have just traded back to the 8:30 opening, which is a discount if we are bullish. We have peaked, we have swept yesterday's morning session's high a little bit. We have opening range here. So let me see, let me measure. Let me measure that here. I want to measure the 50% area here. So here is our 50%. And the news just came out. And gun to my head, I think if this here was a stop run prior to the news, if we don't trade and close below this 815 high, we might see higher prices. If we would be trading through this low here and closing below, I might look for sell side trades here, but it's too early to say just now. We had a very shallow stop run here. Not enough for my liking for a long here yet. All right, now we trade lower. Now this is a bigger stop run. So we saw a market structure shift here. We have a high. We took out yesterday's morning session high. We have a high, a low, a higher high. So we took out that low here energetically. So that's an indication that price is not extremely strong. And let's see if we close below here, and then we will see if there is any entry possibilities forming for a potential short opportunity. And we should not only consider that one. If we trade like way below down here, we can also view this as high, low, higher, high. We can also view this as the market structure being broken, which we have so far. On the daily chart, it's pretty indecisive. We had some retracement a little bit, but we're, I don't know, at the moment in the middle, trapped between this fair value gap here and this breaker here. So indecisive on the daily right now. We will see. Now we had the stop run, taking out this liquidity here and also this low or these lows. So let's see, we're below, retraced into the opening range gap so far here. We have a fair value gap here on the 1 minute. And the market structure shift is here. So that has been broken. So now we look, we're back to the midpoint of the opening range gap. So we can look if there is any, that's a fair value gap entry here. That's a potential entry here. And not sure if I want to take that right away. Pretty strong retracement so far after taking out. So the reason why I don't want to go into long right away here, in a short right away here, is because we just wicked through and we did not close below the lows. We closed below here, but we didn't close below here, and we just wicked through and are immediately back up. So that's not a sign that we are very weak. This here, we have another fair value gap here. So that is a potential short entry. That is a potential short entry, and I will take it. I will take the short here. And I will put the stop above here. And we will see how that pays, if it pays out and how it pays out. So profit target is below the initial high. Well, that doesn't look very convincing so far. Looks more like I'm getting stopped out. just put the stop a little bit higher because I want it above the 50% of this wick. But this reaction is pretty strong, so that's not a very convincing market structure shift to the downside. So I will reduce. I will reduce here to reduce the risk. So I took something off of the position because I didn't like the reaction. I really didn't like the reaction so far. It's not always good to immediately bail out of the trade, but I like the structure on the 3-minute, but I do not really like the reaction on the 15-minute. I don't like it on the 5-minute, and I will just, this is good now. It's good now that we came all the way back. I will leave the rest of the position on, but I will not commit to the full 5. Contract entry here. And what I don't want to see is a close above this fair value gap here. I don't want the green candle close above this shaded area here. That would not be favorable for our trade. Choppy so far. So we took out sell side liquidity here. We took out buy side liquidity here. Went down to sell side liquidity here, and now we are back in a premium. Actually, we are back in a premium. We are above the 830 and midnight opening price here. So in generally, that's not too bad for a short here. And now we would like to see it expand lower here. Let's see how much. Okay, we just got it. We just have a loss of 75 bucks on the first position. That's basically nothing. And now we commit to the trade with the rest of the position and see if we were in fact right. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Midpoint of this price swing here. It doesn't really look very energetic here though. Still not really convinced of the trade so far. We would really need some lower movement now. I wouldn't want this high being broken again. Don't like to see that. I think I will take one position off here. I'm not happy with the trade as it moves right now. So I made the initial close back, and we're slightly, I will just finish this trade with one contract. The trade entry here is fine. But I don't really like the reaction here. Forming another wick here. Let's see, we would have to need to go lower here convincingly. Break this low. Still have time for this candle to close here. 1 minute. I want this candle to close lower. Oh man, I'm not really convinced of this trade so far. The reaction is not so good. We are in a premium, that's fine. We had a stop run first, then our market structure shift. The reaction of the fair value gap is alright so far, but I wish we would see a little bit more energetic move down here and a closing down, not a wick up here. So the reaction of this fair value gap I'm talking here is a little bit problematic. Here, this we should not see too much support here. So I'm watching this. And I definitely don't want it to come back above this high here anymore. So we'll just see. We have very low risk on here for now. So what I don't like, so this candle, this 50-minute candle closed here. We wick through, we're way back above this lows here, so that is not good for the short. That is definitely not good for the short. I will lower the stop a little bit. We should go lower from here anyways, if I'm right. So this close of this candle here is not ideal for our short idea. We would need some expansion lower right now. Any support here, any move up here, not good. Not good at all. All right, I think we put it here. If it stops me out, it stops me out. It should not come here. It should not come back up to this anyways here. Should not. That's not an ideal reaction to the short idea. Right, I will close it here. I think I'm going to get stopped out anyways here. So I close it here. Another reaction off. Maybe it was too early, however, doesn't matter. I don't like the reaction off here. Now probably it moves since I closed it. Doesn't matter, so basically out break even, just a very small scratch here. Was not happy with the trade anyways. And in doubt, get the fuck out. Doesn't matter, so basically nothing happened. No win nor loss. And in the worst case, I missed the move, and I'm fine with that. Now it moves. Alright, okay. Probably the wrong decision. Didn't like it. Didn't like the reaction up here. It was just another fake run before going lower, seems like. So yeah, was probably too early to get out. Doesn't matter, can happen. And now it seems to move. A little bit annoying, of course. Scared me out of the trade. But except FOMO, nothing happened. And now it moves, yeah, nice. So, had the correct idea, had the correct bias, still no money. That's how it happens sometimes. It's still somewhat choppy. I mean, we have a lot of news events today. We have earnings. So I expect a lot of volatility this week, but we have non-farm payroll Friday, so we have to be careful anyways. I will trade till Wednesday morning, and then I will, or Wednesday, and then I will stop Thursday before non-farm payroll. Friday I most likely won't trade, and Friday I will only trade after non-farm payroll. Alright, so there is another fair value gap, so we will see if this acts as resistance and price trades off of this. For the moment it looks good. Let's actually check what Nasdaq is doing so far. Nasdaq broke structure as well, traded back into a fair value gap here as well, and shows some reaction off that so far. So Nasdaq looks kind of weak so far as well. But somewhat choppy still. Let's check out the dollar index. Dollar index up today. So far up, puts pressure on indices. And yeah, so far it looks like we are going to see some lower prices. And here we go. So was the wrong move to get out of the trade. Was too early. Scared me out of the retracement. And now we make a lower low. So trade would have been profitable, but can't buy nothing from that. Had a retracement, a second retracement. We had this fair value gap here. We had the market structure shift, went back above. Let's see if that's actually in fact a premium. Not really, but it worked out. We traded off there, had another run into it, and expanded lower and took out the low here. So in hindsight, my trade would have paid out. However, did not trust it till the end, and so made no money off that. In hindsight, that would have been a profitable trade with around 9 handles, around 10 handles, so not too bad. Would have, could have, should have. That's how it is sometimes. Also yesterday, made 2 trades. One trade that was profitable, one that wasn't. And the idea was still right. So we got 2 times. We got the bias right and the idea right. Also the target from yesterday actually was hit. Remember, I was looking for this low being taken out, and the low has been taken out. The low was hit. So trade idea or bias analysis was right yesterday. Made 1 good trade and 1 loss. Pretty much evened out the loss with the second win. And today we had a trade on that would have been potentially profitable. However, sometimes you make the wrong decision and it's okay. We will see if we can get another one. Another fair value gap here. On the 2-minute there is nothing left. And there is our fair value gap on the 1-minute. 1 minute nothing, 5 minutes nothing. 3-minute we have a fair value gap. 2-minute we haven't. And 1-minute we have the old one. Man, I'm tired today. So let's see. Do I want to take a trade entry in this fair value gap here? Did not trade to it anyways. Fell short of it. Well, just short of the fair value gap. Not sure if I want to take it, to be honest. We're now exactly in the middle of the day. And I'm not sure if I want to short here. I don't think I want to short here. Oh man. Too tired to trade. Maybe. Didn't touch the fair value gap yet. Potential short opportunity. Too weak. Did not touch it. Let's compare what the NQ is doing. Okay, NQ is going lower. So NQ seems to be weak. Same we could expect for ES. Potential short target is here. 5 for today, 5 for today's session, 5498. That's not a lot, that's just 5 handles. That's what I could see for the downside. And looks like we are dropping. That's a little bit hard. The good trade would have been the initial one where we should have been holding on in hindsight, but now it's hard. Now I'm not really seeing anything where risk reward might be too interesting. Fair value gap here, did not trade to it. And nothing really, I feel like entering is great on at the very moment here. We have a 1 hour fair value gap down here, which is below the low here I marked on the 15-minute. So low hanging fruit could be 498, 5498. So what's the narrative actually? Open at 8:30, we closed yesterday somewhere here. We were up today. Initially 9:30 went up. People were chasing probably higher prices. We got the news, we dropped, took out the lows and are pretty much back to the opening here. We are now above the below the 8:30 price, but above the 12 o'clock midnight price. And I see liquidity from the morning session here, below the 2:30 low here from the morning. So that's a potential low I could see. But the trade entry, the ideal one, was here in this purple shaded area where I took my initial trade. Now I just don't see a favorable risk reward set up just now. And there we go. Back to the weekly opening gap. Probably running for this low here. Another expansion here. So, and now we got our target hit. I was suggesting the low from 230 is now rated. That's a significant low here, and we're unfortunately not part of the move, but at least we were right. Let's see what NQ is doing. Oh, NQ pretty much dropping as well. And the dollar index kind of, yeah, staying up at least. So higher dollar or consolidating dollar index gives the indices the chance to drop. All right, and now I'm curious to see how much lower we can go and what happens after the stop run. Oh man, that was a nice trade. I'm a little bit sad I didn't hold on to that one. That would have been a nice trade. Too bad, too bad. My stop would not have been hit. And I was just scared out by the big retracement here. And we are dropping like it's hot. It is what it is sometimes. Sometimes you miss a trade, sometimes you get it wrong, and sometimes you win. But the good thing is I really feel like the analysis is really getting better every day. Like, I'm not making money every day, I'm not making perfect trades every day, but at least most of the time my analysis is right, or at least I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm staying out, or I know that I don't know what I'm doing. But I think that is a pretty good development, and it gets better every day. So most of the time, at least, we are right with our expectation about the market. Will be interesting to see. So far we're still dropping. Will be interesting to see. We're in this so we have the midnight opening here, so we might go down there. Interesting will be if we get a reaction off that at some point. And we already see a reaction. We have a bullish order block here. So we touch the body here, and so far we see actually a pretty strong reaction of that. We had a low, high retracement. Yeah, that's actually let's see if we see a higher run up from here. On the 1 hour, that's actually a bullish setup. Took sell side out, took buy side out, retraced, fair value gap. Below 50%. So let's see. Took out sell side liquidity short term. So what will be interesting to see, we have the 50% level here. So if we can close above that, that will be interesting. Of the wick, I'm measuring the 50% of the wick, and so far it looks like we're getting support of that. So we will see if this is a turnaround or if we get a bullish reaction off here, which is tradable. We have no market structure shift yet, not on the 1 minute. We don't have it on the 2 minute either, so we have no market structure shift on the lower time frame yet. But let's see. Also, we're approaching the 1050 macro window, so we might get an opportunity in this window actually. We're in this fair value gap here now. Again, the red line is the 50% of the wick. This should ideally act as support if we see a turnaround here. which remains to be seen. We have 7 minutes until the next macro trading window. So we have to be probably also a little bit, we need to be a little bit patient here. We might see another run lower before the turnaround. Might happen. If we see a turnaround at all. I will not just buy here. I will wait until I get confirmation that we're in fact have priced in a short-term low. And I will definitely wait 6 more minutes until we are in the macro window here. On the 1 hour, that actually looks pretty good. Reaction of the order block, fair value gap, stop run here, market structure shift here on the 1 hour retracement back below the 50% in a fair value gap. So that's actually a setup I would take on a lower time frame as well. And that might support the idea of a reversal soon. If we get a reversal here, I might trade it, but I want confirmation first. So far, it's promising that the 50% level of the wick is respected. We will see if that still holds. We have this fair value gap here. So we have the mean threshold of the wick and the fair value gap here, which could be support here. So let's see what we get here. And let me just remind you, if you like the analysis and the live stream, and if you like me to continue doing this, please be so kind, leave a like here, subscribe to the channel. That would be a motivation and a support to grow the channel and to keep going. Would really appreciate that. And cost you nothing. Also, you can follow us on Mint Markets on X, where I will share the live stream links and some news. All right, so far looks like we're seeing a reaction of that. And we have 3 minutes. That looks promising. 3 minutes to our macro window. see what NQU is doing here. We have no divergence. Could we have priced in the low here as well? Possibly. But still looks pretty weak. So wouldn't trust that too much. We have also traded back into the opening range gap here. Which is so we have to still wait. Don't want to take risk on here too early or unnecessary risk. We have another fair value gap here. And we have 1 minute left to our macro window. And here we go. So far the reaction looks good. That looks promising. Ideal entry would have been in this fair value gap here. All right, let's buy it here. And our stop will be below here. Let's see if we have the right bias and trade idea here. Not ideal. That doesn't look ideal. Damn it. Fuck. That is another stop out. Most likely. That's not a good reaction so far. very favorable. Market structure shift on a 1 minute to the bearish side, closed below the fair value gap. Classic. Missing the good trade, taking the bad, holding on to the bad one. That's not going to end well. I do have my stop in place, but it already did not react as I wanted to. I will sell. I will reduce the risk here as well. I will take 3 off and leave the remaining portion on. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if it's like, if the price action is that choppy. It's a little bit hard at the moment. Took a hit here because it did not react as I wanted to. Like this fair value gap, it should not have traded closed below it and be still good. So I don't know. Hard market. Scares me out. Doesn't confirm what I want to see after I enter. Hard, tough market. It's a little bit disappointing, missing the good trade and then entering the bad one, but that's how it goes. That's how it is. Will be a down day today, I guess. Come on, decide what you want to do. You dumbass market. All right, let's just see. If it stops me out, it stops me out. The bullish setup is kind of valid. However, the reaction so far is really bad. That doesn't look like it's going to pay out. It's going to hit my stop, and here we go. All right, that's how it is. Stopped out, down on the day, $1,000 approximately 900. It is what it is. Had a good trade initially. Didn't hold it. Got out break even. And entered the second one. closed that one and got stopped out on that one, even though not on the whole balance. That's good. So I closed a little bit of the trade since I didn't get the reaction that I wanted to, and that was saved me a couple of bucks at least. So it's good if you're wrong and you don't take the full stop out. However, it's a little bit annoying these days because I miss a lot of good setups and don't really get my account going. 999,500, so we're like 500 in drawdown again. And I guess we have to come back tomorrow to make that back. That's what the stop loss is for. I was wrong on my idea, got the wrong direction, traded into the fair value gap, traded lower, makes another run to probably the opening midnight price, and yeah, that's where you have to stop for. At least we didn't get the big loss, and it's not just a scratch today. And we will come back and make that loss back and turn the thing around. I will stay a little bit longer because I think that I will stay during the macro window. I will stay for another 10 minutes, I think. And see what we get. We have taken out a lot of sell side liquidity. We still have this sell side in place. And we're back to the daily fair value gap. So we might be ranging between this weekly fair value gap here and this daily fair value gap here at the moment. So here we would need to wait for more significant movement here. And the short would have been the right thing again from here. Another 14 handles lower into this daily fair value gap, and we are attacking the low again. So that's good about the model and good about the stop. Just a very slight. And we're dropping, NQ dropping, NQ weak, ES weak as well. So I was kind of wrong about my traded here anyways. And we get some pretty wild movement in the macro window here. Let me check the setup. So we traded back up into the opening. We traded through the opening range gap. We traded back into the opening range gap. Traded into the fair value gap. Closed below and dropped from here. So that was actually a short setup here. And a pretty nice one though, if you would have caught the right side here. So So this time we were off. I didn't expect that hard drop. To be honest, did not see that one coming. All right, guys, that's it. I will close the stream today. If you like the stream, if you like us to continue, please be so kind, subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up, help us to grow the channel and give some motivation to continue giving you live analysis and also some trade examples here. Let's see how it goes. I will be probably personally be back in the PM session as well. I will be definitely back tomorrow for another trade session. Tomorrow we have 8:30 news, so 8:30 US dollar news, so that's going to be interesting. With FOMC press conference, federal funds rate, unemployment cost index, so a couple of landmines tomorrow. So we'll see about that. And yeah, we will see what the price does over the lunch break and in the evening. And we'll catch up tomorrow. Have a great afternoon and see you next time.